Tavares joining us from the San Jose area. John, how you doing? Welcome to Tim and Sid. How are things?
I'm good, guys. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thanks for coming on.
I noticed almost everyone except for Jake Muzzin was on the ice for practice today. Healthy, not healthy, or close to being healthy. What does it do for the team when most of the guys can go on the same trip here and just be together from a camaraderie standpoint? Is that overrated or does that mean something?
No, I think it means something. Especially, I think where we're at now in the season, and what's where things sit. It's obviously an important time of year. We're missing some obviously really key players, some key leaders. So anytime you get them back around, especially a guy like Mo's been obviously out for quite a bit. So just have him to be a part of being on the plane, back in the hotel. A day like today, practice day, guys kind of spending some time together out and around town. It goes a long way. Not just that they're getting closer to returning, but certainly just kind of spending more time with them. They're kind of getting back into the swing of things with the group. Goes a long way. So it's key going forward that we stay with it until we get some of those guys back. So it's great to have them here.
John, earlier in the show, we were talking about the roller coaster ride for a bunch of different teams, and I was quoting JT Miller of the Vancouver Canucks, who was saying it seems like it changes every week. Can the mood in the dressing room change from week to week? I mean, obviously, you guys have had two stark contrasts in weeks from what happened on Saturday night with David Ayres going into the net to how you responded. But how much different is the room now than it was after that took place?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's what I think the best teams do, is their ability to kind of just, it's cliche to say, but able to stay kind of even keel through it all and be able to find their game and find the consistency. And I think at times we've responded well, and other times this year we haven't. I like to think that coming off of the week we had last week, and understanding the importance of each and every game as the season kind of ticks down week by week here. How dialed in we have to be, and how much we got to continue to have that edge and not lose that focus, that intensity, that understanding of what we need to do consistently to have success. But certainly we want to breed confidence and have a good feeling in the locker room. So certainly anytime we get good results, everyone's buying in, playing well, contributing in different ways. It breeds obviously positivity, confidence, and things you want to be feeling at this time of year. So it's just making sure we're not getting too comfortable and feeling like we're taking our foot off the gas, and understanding how important each and every game is. And this week's a new week, and we got to start fresh and dig our heels in and continue to truck along here and get the results we need.
Sixero hates it because I say it often, but I'll say it again. At the highest levels, I firmly believe the difference between good and great is consistency. And the general manager, Kyle Dubas, at the deadline said he couldn't figure it out. How close is this group to feeling like you've figured out how to be consistent?
Well, I think it's, I think that's kind of the funny part about it, is I don't know if you'd ever really want to feel like you figured it out.
Right.
I think you're always kind of, looking at things, even when things are going well and we're getting results, is how can we get better? What areas can we improve in? And, never really feeling too comfortable. I think, like I said, feeling confident, but knowing that the league's so tight and so competitive, you just can't take any game or any good stretch of hockey for granted. And there's reasons why you have success, and how do we go about sustaining that? And I think it's a never-ending question, and why teams that have success throughout a long season, other teams that are able to be able to do it consistently year after year, I think that's always what you're working for and working towards. So I don't think you ever want to look and sit and say, oh, we've kind of figured out how we're going to be consistent. I think it's always kind of a never-ending process, kind of mindset. It's always kind of pushing for more and looking for ways to get better.
Leafs captain John Tavares here on Tim and Sid. John, I think I know the answer to this, but I'll ask it anyway. Are you guys practicing and prepping right now as a team, now 5 points up on Florida, especially after last night, as a team that is still in a playoff hunt? Or are you guys starting to slip into the mentality of a team that is coming to grips with, okay, it could be Tampa in round one?
No, I think it has to be playoff hunt. I think you guys just talked about what JT Miller said and saying how quick things can change. So, obviously we had a positive week last week, got a lot of good results. There's still a lot of hockey left to be played as we still are in the final kind of stretch here of the season. There's nothing you can take for granted. We just got to continue building our game, keep working to achieving a spot in the playoffs to have a chance to compete for the cup, and worry about that kind of when it comes. So it's important we just kind of stay on task, understanding what we need to do to continue to kind of growing and build off of a good week we had last week.
John, listen, I've never been the guy to shy away from anything that I've said on the air, and I don't want to start now. And with all due respect to David Ayres, because I think the story is wonderful, but I wondered if the embarrassment of losing to a guy you guys know pretty well and a Zamboni driver that the media kind of pushed out there, did it piss off the group enough to make sure that you guys were focusing on the right things? Is that close to the truth?
I think so. When you look at the whole situation, I just don't think we responded to the circumstances of the game very well. We went from one of our best games of the year against Pittsburgh, beat a two-time Stanley Cup champion goaltender, the best player of this generation and the type of team that they have this year, into, one of probably our worst game of the year, the way we executed, the way we played. We're not a team that I don't think has a problem scoring goals. I think I could be wrong, but I think we're first in the league in goals scored, or we're top three.
Yeah.
And so it's not a fact that we can't score, and we just didn't create any opportunities. Our execution was extremely poor. We didn't win any battles. We weren't first to pucks. They were kind of doing all those little things, and I think they obviously felt a sense of urgency. And we didn't respond to kind of the way that they were going to respond. And I think that's what was most disappointing, was it was a real opportunity for us. It was obviously a weird set of circumstances, and we didn't respond very well. Certainly not a lot of fun to see and hear a lot of things that people say in a game like that, and when you don't play very well. But at the same time, I think just kind of ignoring the noise, trying to block out the distractions, and understand that the way we played and just the way we executed is really what was the result of what went wrong that night. Not so much that there was an emergency goalie that was in. So I think it's just kind of honing in on those areas, things that really make a difference, importance in our game that's going to lead to success or not lead to success, and improve on that. And I think just having that pride and that bite to our game, that competitiveness that we need on a shift in, shift out, really, to have success at this level in the NHL.
John Tavares here on Tim and Sid. John, we appreciate the time. One more thing before we let you go. Few know what it's like to wear the C for this franchise. You are currently doing that. What have you learned so far this season about what it's like being captain of the Leafs?
I would just say there's it's been all extremely positive. Even though it's been obviously an up and down season, we haven't been as consistent as we'd liked to this point. It's just extremely special to have this opportunity. The support around town is amazing. I think anywhere I've gone, when people do come up to you or recognize you, just the support and has been phenomenal. So I just feel very fortunate. There's not many people that have had this opportunity or get this opportunity. So I'm just trying to maximize and enjoy every second and not take it for granted. And I think in a lot of ways, from what I learned in my time in New York, just how important the leadership group is around you, and for me to kind of take everything on my shoulders isn't. I don't know everything. I don't have all the answers, as much as I know that I speak for the group in a lot of ways, and people look to the captain for a lot of things. I think I understand that, but we have so many good people, so many good leaders in our room, that there's so many good people for me to lean on to help try to get to where we want to get to. Help me become a better player, become a better leader, and realize that it takes a group to get to the ultimate goal, to have success. So something that I picked up on over the years, and like I said, just a real special honor to be in this position.
Leafs getting ready to take on the Sharks tomorrow night. John Tavares is just off the ice sheet in San Jose after practice. He's been kind enough to call in. John, we appreciate the time. Thank you, man.
No, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.